Hey guys, welcome back. I'm gonna talk about the dragon variation. I keep getting requests and good feedbacks about the video that I did on the dragon. You can find it I believe it was like a month or maximum 2 months ago. And I just decided to share with you one special, spectacular variation that I used to play. And I crushed so many, even top IMs and GMs. Uh, but the thing is, it works perfectly fine on beginner's level when somebody knows the main line for white. So how does it go? After e4, c5, they go knight f3, d6, d4, c takes, knight takes, knight f6, knight c3, and g6. As you know, this is the starting position of the dragon variation, and here we just have to see what are they going to do. Like 85% of the game statistically goes with they go with bishop e3. So after bishop g7, f3, castles, queen d2, knight c6. Here, you have another stats, like 15% of the games, white players go with penna variation g4, and then you have a rouser line along castle and bishop c4 Yugoslav variation, like the rest of those, 85%. Equally, people like to go Yugoslav with the bishop c4 and long castle. But lately, if you ask me, when I play, whether I play against beginners, medium level players, or just good IMs and GMs, mostly they play long castle against me. And here I made that video, and you're going to be able to check it with a bishop d7. But here I want to show you this old-fashioned line with the knight takes d4. So when they play bishop takes d4, we just go with bishop e6. An old rule of the dragon is when the knight doesn't stand on d4, always place your bishop on e6. Here, we like to go with the queen a5. Only good players, or only those who know some theory, will play king b1. Here, you should play queen c7, and I'll put green color on this queen on c7 because it should show you that you're not supposed to play queen a5, and that's why they put this king on b1, because they will be able to play knight d5, threaten the queen, and when you take, you didn't take with check because the king is not on c1. So what does it mean? It means that they can include this check. Your king goes here, and they've just won a pawn. When I was a kid, I won few games with white pieces like this, but I also lost one game when I was younger like this. So when they play like rook e8, you just go bishop f6 first, bishop f6, knight d5, bring your knight back. When they take, you capture, you're up a pawn, and the rest of the game should be pretty easy realization. But okay, you're up a pawn. You still have to show some, knowledge and realization skills. That's why we play queen c7. And now, once again, they can play lots of moves. G4, I don't know, bishop e2, bishop d3, a3, whatever. But mostly good guys are just going to go with h4. Or, once again, I'm going to repeat those who know how to trade this line. You play rook fc8, and they play h5. Now you go with this queen on a5, but now you can do it. Why? Because simply they cannot play knight d5, queen d2, and now knight e7 doesn't work. That's a basic dragon rule because of the king on f8, and this rook is about to die. So that's the difference, and that's why now when you play queen a5, they just have to go with this. So after you play queen a5, they take on g6. Here you once again have like two options, but you opt for h takes g6. All of a sudden, they don't have time for g4 because you threatened one of the most typical exchange sacrifices in the dragon, rook takes c3, followed by queen takes a2. They go with a3 to stop that, and all dragon players should be familiar with this plan. Your dragon bishop is doing a good job, knight on f6 as well, bishop on e6, queen on a5 was harassing altogether with rook on c8, knight, which piece doesn't do anything? This rook. So let's give it a roll. It wants to support b5 and b4. They go bishop d3, and when you play b5, this move is considered to be the refutation. So the following video is going to be good for all kinds of levels, and especially for some guys who are familiar with some basic dragon tricks. And guys, I guess you've never seen what's coming. Rook takes c5. Look at this crazy move. You just sack this rook for the bishop, and now you just think, well, that's it. Well, I'm about to show you a couple of games that I won against 2600 GMs. To be honest, it was like a couple years ago on ICC. And I always like to, like pull out this variation out of nowhere. And it still scores fantastic because those who are facing this line, which is objectively much better for white, and it's much better when they, I'll show you how, they're going to be like, what is this guy doing? I'm gonna crush him. They take, of course. What else are they going to do? Because the point of the queen g5 move was to stop b4 by black by placing the queen on g5 and just pinning this queen on a5. But you play rook c5. The point of rook c5 move is to unpin our queen on a5 and queen on g5. And when they take, to be able to push. So now we don't take on c5, but we push b4. And the thing is, what I told you, practically the only move is bishop e3. You have to take, they take, you go like this, and now you just have to play a game like this. If you're willing to take a risk, let it be. Of course, I was willing to take a risk all these games. They usually capture, and you capture by rook. And everybody says, okay, I can't take the rook because the queen on g5 is hanging, right? So I'll put my bishop back on e3. And everything looks normal. And keep in mind, they're clearly up a rook. But what is following here and what is about to be seen is absolutely one of the most attractive, most spectacular, and simply fantastic, outstanding dragon combination. Knight jumps d5. This is the power of the dragon bishop. And once again, you're able to see it. You know what? Knight d5 is a specialty that you have to remember. So after this fantastic rook c5, now we're just going with a move like knight d5. And you know what? When you play knight d5, for example, I remember a guy whose name is Hansen. He's like a GM from Denmark, played e takes d5. After e takes d5, I played rook takes b2. Another spectacular rook sacrifice. So you already sacrificed one rook, one knight, actually, knight on d5, and now another rook. If they take, you of course take, and afterwards, so I apologize, you take by bishop, and when they go like this, this is checkmate. So they can't take it. My opponent went with a king c1. I played queen c3, and Grandmaster, two of them captured on e6. I just played another rook sacrifice, rook to b1, and after king b1, you just deliver checkmate. Don't ask me why on a1. Somehow, to me, it looks a little bit better than on b2, but that could be your choice in the game. I just want to tell you one thing. Take a look at something. In current position, you're down 2 rooks and piece, and you still made it your opponent. That's the power of the dragon. I just want to show you one more thing. When you play knight d5, no, they can't play like this. I already played one game like this as well. You take on b2 by rook, and when they go like this, they just think like if you give check, they will go on d2. But once again, you do the same idea. Rook b1, enticing. So you're just forcing the king to come here, and once again, mate your opponent on a1. Hope that you like this crazy line. Hope that you like this variation full of sacrifices. And I'm pretty sure you're going to win lots of games using this trick. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.